Class, the first thing you need to do is you need to log into a plus students.com. Okay. Once you've logged into the website, you need to select the subject. Your subject for today is math. We're studying math for today. Okay. And after that, you select your grade level. The grade level is grade 10s. Okay. So after grade 10s, let's look at the topic for today. The topic for today is parallel and perpendicular lines. Okay. And the topic number and the lesson number is 20. Chapter number is 26. The chapter number is 26. Okay. And the lesson we would be doing today is lesson number 2. And the name of the lesson is construct a perpendicular line. Perpendicular line. So today we would be constructing perpendicular lines. Let's go to the topic. The chapter was 26 and the lesson was number 2. Okay. So we go to maths. We go to grade 10s. 26. Chapter number 26 is parallel and perpendicular lines. And we go to lesson number 2. Okay. So in lesson number 2, we start off with the first question. Let me just copy the first question on the screen so that it's there for us to understand. Okay. Okay. The first question says, this is the first question we have. I'll increase the size so that it's much more easier for us. Okay. Before doing this, let's see what are perpendicular lines. Okay. Perpendicular lines. Okay. Perpendicular lines are those lines which intersect each other. If this is line 1, okay, line number 1. Let's suppose if we need to draw a perpendicular line to this line, what will happen is there would be another line that would cut this line at right angles. If two lines are intersecting at right angles, that is 90 degrees. This is line number 2. Those would be perpendicular lines. Okay. The question says, let's try the question. Okay. In the diagram below, we have the question over here. Okay. So if the question says we need to do this, okay. Okay. Let's extend this so that it's much more visible to us. And this as well. Okay. The diagram, the first question says, the diagram below shows a nearly completed construction of a line through A that is perpendicular to AB, right? Through A that is perpendicular, complete the construction, okay? So what we need to do is we need to draw a line that is passing through A, that is passing through A, and it is perpendicular to the line AB. So let me highlight the required lines over here. Okay, let's see what our requirements are. Let's make it look like a circle. Yes, this looks more like a circle over here. See, let's label this over here. It is through A. Through A means it is passing through this point A, and it is perpendicular to AB. That means if we make the line AB, this is the line AB, right? So the line that is perpendicular is passing through a particular point. This was point B. This was point A, right? So it has to pass through A. So what we can do is we can say the perpendicular line is passing through a perpendicular. Since the line AB is horizontal, the perpendicular would be vertical, right? The perpendicular line will be vertical like this. But is this line, if I draw at this position, is it passing through A? No, it is not. If I draw at this position, is it passing through A? No, it is not. How about this? Is it passing through A? Still not, right? But if we draw this vertical line passing through A like this, so can we say the new line that we drew is perpendicular to the line AB, which we have shaded with orange. So can we say this is passing on right angles? They're intersecting each other at right angles. Okay. So we need to construct lines which are perpendicular to each other, which are at right angles to each other. Okay. So let's go with the next question. Okay. In the next question, it says, let me just copy the question and we'll see what are they asking us. In the next question, it says, okay, I have the question with me. I'll just copy the question over here. Okay, this is the to be exact question we have. Let's increase the size and let's increase the question size so that it is easier for us to read. Okay. In question number 2, it says the diagram below shows a nearly completed construction, right? They have drawn a lot of several lines on this. We need to construction of a line through A. The line is passing through A. This is point A over here, right? That is perpendicular to the line B and C. Okay, let's first highlight the line B and C. If this is point C and this is point B, so can we say this is the line through B and C? If this was point C and this was point B, this is the line passing through B and C, right? The one I drew with the green shade, right? So now what we need to do is we need to draw another perpendicular line. We need to draw a perpendicular line to this green line that is passing through B and C. But they gave us one more condition, that the perpendicular line has to pass through a point. And that point in this case is point A. So if we say that it is a line something like this, is this line, the new line that I drew, is this passing through A? That is our concern. It needs to pass through A and it has to be on right angles to the line B and C, right? Agreed on this? Okay, good. Because perpendicular line has to pass through a point, so they would tell us which point it is exactly. Okay, so moving on further, let's see what else we can do. You just need to draw this line, okay, on the diagram. If the diagram is given, you simply draw this line. Okay, let's pick this up again. The next question, question number 3. And the question number 3 states that, I'll just copy the question on the screen so that we can make edits to it. Okay, in question number 3, what they're asking us is, this information is given to us, okay, and we need to find this perpendicular over here. So in question number 3, they say the diagram below shows a nearly completed construction of a line passing through A, still passing through A, and we know the point A is over here. This is point A, right? That is perpendicular to B and C. That is perpendicular to B and C. So let's highlight the line B and C. Can we say this is the line B and C? Since we know the points, since we already know the points of B and C. So we can say this was the line B and C. Let's highlight the points C and B. This was C, this was B, right? So this is a line B and C. We need to make a perpendicular to it. A perpendicular means it is at right angles, right? And it has to pass through A. So if we try to complete the question, can I say if this is a line passing through A and it is going intersecting B and C, can we see these two lines are at right angles? Can we say these two lines are at right angles? No, right angle means it has to have a 90-degree angle. So, but if we move this over here and we try to make something like this, okay, can we say now that these two lines are intersecting each other at right angles? And this condition is also justified that it has to pass through the point A, right? We do not worry about point E, but it has to pass through point A. And when we draw the perpendicular bisector, eventually it will pass through this point also, point E. Okay, agreed? Okay, let's move ahead. Let's move with the next question. Are there any questions about this topic till now, what we have done? If there are any questions, please let me know. Okay, good. Let's do the next question. The diagram shows a nearly completed passing through A. Again, passing through A. Let's go. Question number 3, question number 4. Let's try this with question number 4. And we can say this is this. Okay, question number 4 is here. If this is question number 4, the diagram below shows a nearly completed construction, okay, of a line through A. The line is passing through A, through the point A. Can we find the point A? This is point A for us, right? That is perpendicular to the line AB. Okay. The diagram below shows, okay, if it's perpendicular to the line AB and passing through A. So can we highlight the line AB first? Can we say this line is the line AB? Okay. If this was the point B, if this was the point A, right? This is the line AB. There is another line that is perpendicular to this. So if we want to draw a perpendicular, can we say this line is a perpendicular? Yes, it is a perpendicular because it's making a plus sign, right? Perpendicular lines make a plus sign, but it is not passing through. Can this be the perpendicular line passing through C? But our question is saying we have to make that line pass through the point A. So if this needs to pass through point A, then this is the perpendicular line passing through point A. Okay, this is passing through point A, and we can see these two lines are intersecting each other at right angles to each other. The perpendicular lines are always right angles. A perpendicular, you can see where you're sitting in the room. Can you observe anything perpendicular? I'll give you a hint. It's like a box. The room is like a box, right? So you have a wall and a floor and a roof. The wall is always vertical and the floor is always horizontal, right? So the wall and the floor would always be perpendicular to each other, right? So they are at right angles. Same way the wall and the roof is at right angles to each other. So let's see in the next question what they're asking us to draw. So the next question says, I'll just copy it so that we can simplify. Okay. So the next question says this. I'll just increase the size so that it's more visible to us. Okay. And this is the statement that they're asking us to solve. Okay. The question number 5 says the diagram below shows a nearly completed construction of a line passing through through A. That is passing through point A. Okay, this is our point A over here. But that is perpendicular to AB. So can we draw the line AB first? If we have to draw the line AB, can we say that this is the line AB? Right? Because we know that this was point A and this was point B for us. We need to be observant of which line it is perpendicular to. Okay. So once we have done this, we have drawn the line AB, we have registered where the line is, right? You don't have to redraw it. I'm just redrawing it so that it's much more clear to you. Now what we need to do is we need to draw a perpendicular line, right? Through A. It has to pass through A. So perpendicular line means it always forms a plus sign, right? So can I say this is a perpendicular line to the green line, to the line AB? Yes, it is perpendicular if it's making 90 over here. Is it perpendicular? Yes, it's still perpendicular, right? Because it is passing, this is intersecting at right angles to each other. Through B, this is still perpendicular, right? But our requirement was through A, passing through A. So what we do is we just extend the line so that it's much more clearer to us. That means if the line AB was the green line, we had to draw a perpendicular line that was passing through A. That means it cuts the line AB at right angles. Okay, this would be your answer. You just need to make a perpendicular line. Okay, great. Any questions for me? Do you need to understand how it's done? Or oh yes, you need to remember that if we are drawing the circles, if there are multiple circles, it would be passing through these 2 points also, right? You cannot draw it like not passing through E and D. If it's passing through A, because E and D are in a straight line. Okay, so let's try the next question, question number 6. I'll just copy the question so that we have it on our screen. Okay, just a minute, please. Okay, let's copy this. And it says that question number 6 is that if we have this diagram, okay, and we have this statement which needs to be simplified, and this is question number 6. The diagram below shows a nearly completed construction of a line passing through the point A. It has to pass through this point A that is perpendicular to the line B and C. Okay, can we mark the points B and C? If this is point C and this was point B, so the first thing we need to do is we need to highlight the line. We need to know where the line B and C is. If this is the line B and C, okay, this was point C, this was point B. Now we have to draw a line that is perpendicular to this line. So we know that the perpendicular line always forms a plus sign, right? Perpendicular lines are when they're forming a plus sign, right? So if we suppose a line over here, is this still perpendicular to the line BC? Yes, it is, because it is intersecting at right angles, but it is not justifying the condition that it has to pass through A. Can this be perpendicular? Yes, it can be. Can this be perpendicular through D? Yes, it can be. If through C, it's still a perpendicular. But what we need to see is that it has to pass through point A as well. So once we draw it like this, it will be passing through point A. Okay, so we can say that this line, when passing through point A, is intersecting the line B and C at right angles. Okay, agreed? Any questions on this? Okay, let's move on to the next question. The next question is question number 7, and the question says that the diagram below shows it's, I'll just copy the question so that it's there on our screen. Okay, paste. Okay, okay. If we have this question over here, and the statement was this, right? This is question, we did question number 6, this is question number 7. The diagram below shows a nearly completed construction of a line passing through point A perpendicular to AB. So the first thing we need to see is, where is point AB? B is here, A is here. Can we highlight the line for our own convenience? If we highlight the line AB, we can say that this is the line AB, agreed? Which is passing through the points A and B. But now we need to find another line that is perpendicular to this line. So if I would say we need to find another line that is perpendicular to this line, can we say that we draw another line over here? Can this be the perpendicular? If this is cutting the line AB at right angles, this is still the perpendicular, but it is not meeting the requirement, because in the first line of the question says the diagram below shows a nearly completed construction of a line through the point. What is the point? C. Is it through C or through B? No, it is through the point A, right? So it has to pass through the point A to complete our condition. Okay, so this would be this. Let's pick up the color. This was point D and this is point E for us. Our condition is that it has to pass through point A. And this way we know that they are intersecting each other at right angles. If you make the box angle, you don't have to write 90. I'm just showing it to you that this is 90, right? Okay, agreed. Let's look at the next question we have. And then we'll do some questions from the test also, right? So you can have access to the test. We'll do a few and you complete the remaining. So what we have is, the next question still says, okay, let's copy this and see what are we being asked about. Okay, if this is the diagram that is given to us, and we say that this question was question number 8. This is question number 8 for us, right? The question says that the diagram below shows a nearly completed construction of a line passing through the point A. Again, it has to pass through this point, point A. Okay, but it is perpendicular to the line B and C. Let's try to find where is B and C. Can we say this point was point B and this point is point C, right? That means the line B and C would be this line. Agreed? This is the line B and C, which was passing through these 2 points. So now we have to find a line that is perpendicular to this line. So in order to find a perpendicular line, can we say the line was being drawn something like this? Can we say this is a perpendicular line to the line B and C? Yes or no? Yes. It is a line perpendicular to the line B and C, but it is not fulfilling the condition. The condition is written in the first line. Construction of a line through point A. It has to pass through the point A. That means we need to draw something like this. This line has to pass through the point A. So that means this angle over here is a right angle. A box angle is always a right angle that is equals to 90 degrees. Okay, so let's move on to the next. Let's see what else we can do with these questions. Okay, now we need to do question number 9. Let's see what they are asking us in the next question. Let me copy the question on the screen. When you click onto the next, you will have the same question on your screen because you've been logged in to the website and we are doing the same lesson. Okay, great. So I'll just copy this. If this was given to us, sorry, this is given to us, and this is a statement that we have. We can say that the diagram shows a nearly completed construction of a line passing through the point A. Let's label the points first. This is point A. This was point B. This is point C. This is point D. And this is point E we have, right? I'm just highlighting so that it's more visible to you and you can see what we are doing. We have to construct a line passing through A, but we also need to see what it is perpendicular to. So once we see what is it perpendicular to, they're saying it's perpendicular to the line AB. How do we know that AB is a line? Because in order to make a line, we just need 2 points, A and B, a starting point and an ending point. If we have any 2 points, we can draw a line between those. Okay. So what we can say over here is we have the line AB, right? We found the line AB, which was passing through the points A and B. But we need to still find a perpendicular to this, right? So if I say, if we draw a perpendicular, can I say this line is a perpendicular line AB? If it's intersecting at right angles, right? If it's intersecting at right angles, it will be a perpendicular. But is it passing through the condition point given to us? Is it passing through the point A? No, it is still a perpendicular, but it is not passing through point A. Let's bring it down and let's see where else can we say the perpendicular line can be. Okay, this was our sample perpendicular line. This is still not, this is perpendicular, but not passing through A. When we bring it down to point B, is it still perpendicular? Yes, it is. But is it passing through the point A? No, it's not passing through point A. It is passing through the point B. As per a condition of the question we have, it should pass through point A, right? Agreed? Because it says over here in the question that it has to pass through the point A. So when we draw a line that is perpendicular to the line AB, and it is passing through this point A, that means this is labeled as a right angle over here. A right angle would always show a 90-degree angle. Okay, so this is our perpendicular line passing through A and perpendicular to AB. Let's look at a new question. Let's try a new question. When you click on the next, we'll have the same question on our screens. Okay. We're done with the questions. Let's go to the test. Okay. Let's do some questions with the test and let's have an idea. Let's pick up options which are the correct answers. Okay. We'll be given certain options and we'll pick up the correct answer. Okay. In the test, the first question says, I'll write down test over here and just give me a second. Okay. So we are starting with the test. And the question number 1 in the test is this. Okay. So let's try to see what we can do with this diagram and what they're asking us to do. The question says that the diagram below shows a com- nearly completed construction of a line passing through. See, the passing through point is very important for us. We need to see where the perpendicular line would be passing through. It says it is passing through the point A. So for us, we need to see where point A is. It has to pass through this point A, and we need to see that is perpendicular to the line AB. Let's try to find where the line AB is. We already know where A is. Let's try to find point B. We can say this is the point B. Agreed? Okay. Once we have these 2 points, we need to remember this line. I'm just highlighting so that we would remember the line AB. So this is our line AB. We need to make a perpendicular. Since this is a horizontal line, in this case, the perpendicular would be a vertical line. It has to be a vertical line. Agreed? So let's make a perpendicular over here. Is this line which I draw on the side, is it still a perpendicular line? Can we have an answer to that? My question is the blue line perpendicular to the green line? That is the question, right? Okay, yes, it is perpendicular to each other, right? But it is not meeting our requirement. Our requirement is it has to pass through the point A. So let's see if it's passing through the point A. Okay, let's redraw. Can we say that this line is passing through point A? No, this is not yet. This is passing through B. But if we say we draw a line over here, is it passing through point A? Right? It is passing through point A. So we can say that these 2 lines are perpendicular to each other, right? And we can draw a right angle over here, proving that this is a right angle. Perpendicular lines would always be right angle to each other. Okay, that is something we need to remember. Okay, this was question 1 we did from the test. Let's do question number 2. You have an option. When you go on the website, you will have options for the test. You click on those options, whichever you think is the correct. You click on the option and it would show you whether your answer is correct or incorrect. Okay. So for the next question, question number 2, let me just copy the question and we'll move on with this. We'll start off with question number 2. Okay, copied, and I'll just paste this over here. Okay, if we have the questions with us, if this was a question given to us, and we say this is question number 2 from the test. Okay, let's see if we can find the requirements. The diagram below shows a nearly completed construction of a line passing through the point A. When we are talking about point A, let's find the point A first. This is point A. Agreed? We found the point A. The second part of the question says that is perpendicular to the line B and C. Can we find the points B and C? This is point C. This is point B. Can we highlight the line passing through the points B and C? Right? This is passing through B and C, right? Just to highlight for our own convenience. You don't have to highlight, you just need to remember where the line B and C is. Now we need to draw a perpendicular that is passing through the point A. So if we want to draw a perpendicular, can we say this is a perpendicular? Can we say this is a perpendicular anywhere on the line? If this is intersecting at right angles, yes, it is still a perpendicular, passing through C, passing through B, passing through D, but our requirement is it has to pass through point A. So as per our requirement in the question, it should pass through point A, then this line will be our perpendicular, right, to the line B and C. Okay, but let's see if let's try another question. We're done with question number 2. Let's pick up, we have options over there. Let's go to our options and see which option is the correct. Okay. If the line was B and C, okay. Okay, second option. Second option is the correct option, right? Good. Okay, we try the next question. In this question, we copy this. Let me paste this over here so that we have a visual of the question. Okay, the question is there and the requirements are also there. This is question number 3. So this is question number 3. We write down 3 from the test. The question is saying that the diagram below shows a nearly completed construction of a line passing through the point A. Okay, that is perpendicular to the line AB. There are 2 information given to us. The first thing we need to do is we need to locate A, and in the second part it's saying AB, we need to locate B as well, right? This was point C, this is point D, and this was point E over here. So once we can locate the line AB, because they are asking us to do the line AB over here, right? AB is our requirement. So we highlight the line, or we remember where the line AB is, then we draw a perpendicular to it. So can I say that this line is the perpendicular to this line? Do we agree on this? Are these 2 lines perpendicular to each other? Yes, they are perpendicular, right? If they are intersecting each other at right angles, then they are perpendicular. But if I would move this line over here, is it perpendicular to the line AB? Yes, it is perpendicular to the line AB, but it is not passing through the required point. Our required point is passing through A. That it should pass through the point A. That is the given condition in the question, right? So once it's passing through A and it is passing through AB also, that means this is at right angles to each other. These 2 lines are at right angles to each other. That means it's a perpendicular line. Agreed? Okay, let's click on the option. Which options do we have? Okay. We have 2 options, and the option, okay, AB. ABC, yes, passing through A. Okay. The option B would be correct, right? Okay, let's go for the next question. Let's see what they have in the next question for us. In the next question, what they're asking us to do is kind of a similar as the previous question. Let's see which point do they want us to focus on. Let's see question number 4. Okay, if this is the question given to us. Okay, this is question number 4 that we need to solve from the test. The question number 4 says that the diagram below shows a nearly completed construction of a line passing through point A, and it is perpendicular to the line B and C. So we need to find where is point A, and it is passing through the line B and C, which we can register from here, it's already given in the second line of the question that it is perpendicular to the line B and C. Okay, so what we can do over here is, the first thing first, we draw the line B and C, okay, for our reference point. Or you don't draw, you just remember where the line is. I'm highlighted it for you so that it's easier for you to understand. Now once we have this, we need to draw a perpendicular. Can we say that this line is the red line which I'm drawing is perpendicular to the purple line that is passing through B and C. Are these two lines perpendicular right now? Can anyone give me an answer to this? Are these two lines on this, which are on the screen highlighted, are they perpendicular to each other? Just perpendicular is my question. Yes, they are. Very good. They are perpendicular to each other. It's still perpendicular. Sorry. And if I pass through this point, it is still perpendicular to, but it is passing through point B. If I move over here, it is passing through point D. If I put over here, it's passing through point C. But my question, the question we have, it's asking that construction of a line through A, it has to pass through A, through the point A, right? And whenever we have this scenario, if we have one point on the other side of intersecting circles, then we will have another point on the other side of the intersecting circles, right? So it will have to pass through these 2 points. It will pass through this, this, and this. So what we can say over here is these two lines are perpendicular to each other. They are intersecting at right angles to each other. Okay. Let's try one more question. Let's see. Okay. Yes, let's look at the options that we have over here. Yes, option B would be the correct. Yes, it is the correct. Okay. The next question we have is, let's copy this. It's on your screen as well, right? I'm just copying so that you have a visual also. I can explain it on it. For question number 5, let's see what we can do. Okay. This is question number 5. It says passing through point A. Okay. Okay. The diagram below shows, sorry, a nearly completed construction of a line through A. It is passing through the point A that is perpendicular to the line B and C, right? Because on the top of B and C, we have an arrow like this, right? It represents a line. Arrow means it's continued on the side of B and it's continued on the side of C. That means we can extend this line as per our requirement. What we need to find is line through the point A. That is also our requirement. Okay. The first thing first is whatever line it is perpendicular to, we find that points first. We highlight the point B and C. We say this is point B and this was point C, right? So we make the line first, passing through these 2 points. Okay. Can we say this is the line B and C? Agreed? Okay. So once we agree on this, that this is the line B and C, that we need to make a perpendicular against it. But the perpendicular would mean it has to pass through, it has to be 90 degrees. It should make a plus sign, right? Making our lives easier. Let's say it has to make a plus sign with the line B and C. Is it making a plus sign? Yes, it is. But it's not fulfilling the condition. The condition is that it has to pass through point A. It's still perpendicular, right? But it's not. Is this point B? Is the blue line perpendicular to the green line? Yes, they are perpendicular because they are passing, intersecting at right angles. Agreed? If we move this further, is it still perpendicular to the line B and C? Yes, it is still perpendicular to the line B and C. But the question asks us that it has to pass through a particular point. And that point given to us was point A. So we have to draw a line that passes through point A. Okay, so this will be our requirement over here because we need to fulfill the requirements of the question. They could be like undefined possibilities for perpendicular lines. That's why they tell us where the perpendicular line will be passing through. And how do we highlight that as a perpendicular? We make a box angle over here, or we write a box angle is more than enough to show it's a perpendicular, or we simply write a 90 degrees over there, right? Just to prove that this is a perpendicular line. Okay, so what option is the correct answer? Option B is the correct answer. So you click on that option and you'll find. Okay, we are done with 5 questions. Only 4 questions are left. Please do the remaining 4. I've done the 5 with you, and 4 would be left. 3 are left. Just complete 5. Oh yeah, 4 are left. You complete the remaining 4 so that the test is complete, right? And have some practice. Okay, thank you so much. Take care. Bye.